Hey y'all, welcome back to Fire and Water Travel. I am Darren, and today we're going to do a quick tour of the island of Saint Bartholomew, or Saint Barts, or Saint Barts, whatever you want to call it. I'll be right back. Hey y'all, welcome to Fire and Water Travel Services. We specialize in affordable luxury and culinary adventures with all types of travel, including cruises, all-inclusives, and any type of travel that you're looking for. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and make sure you like and subscribe and share this channel. All right, all, we happened to spend the day in Saint Barts here one day during our cruise on the SilverSeas Silver Ray, and we actually had a really good time. This is the port area. You have to tender in because the cruise port here doesn't actually have a dock so that the cruise ships can hit. So most of your cruise ships that come to Saint Barts have to tender in. So this is where you land, and it's right here where they also have the ferries that go between Saint Martin and Saint Barts all the time. Twice a day they have ferries that come back and forth between the two islands, and that's how most people arrive here, or by the airport, which we're going to see later. So like I said, this is the downtown area of Gustavia, which is the main city on Saint Bartholomew. And as you can tell, a lot of activity going on, a lot of taxis and tours going on out of here right when the ship came in. But right here there's a lot of high-end stores, and we're going to walk around here and show you just how high-end and glitzy this island is. This is where all the movie stars and rich people hang out, and you're going to see why that is in just a couple minutes here. So unlike other cruise ports, you're not going to see a Diamonds International or a Del Sol or a Caraloha or cheap souvenir shops. You're going to see Louis Vuitton. You're going to see other high-end shops all around here. My wife actually loved shopping, just looking around, window shopping, of course, but it's kind of a little out of our price range things here, but she really enjoyed looking around at some of these shops that had the higher end real Louis Vuittons and things like that. So like I said, totally different experience from normal cruise ports and the different islands here. So all high-end shops with super pricey products. So pretty much any high-end product that you could think of, you would be able to find it here. Gucci, of course, Rolex, pretty much everything, name brand, and super high-end stuff that a lot of people have never heard of, like this one here. So just walking around, wasn't overly crowded. Our ship was very small. There was a couple other smaller ships in port at the same time, but as you can tell, the streets weren't really that busy. Like I said, this is where the ferries dock that go back and forth from Saint Martin to Saint Barts twice a day, and a lot of people will be staying in Saint Martin, and they'll take a ferry over here for the day. They'll take it over in the morning, and then they'll take the afternoon shuttle back over to Saint Martin. So this is, you can tell, a lot of the higher end yachts dock here as well, and as you'll see in a little bit, there's a lot that are docked out in the water, and then they just take their little Zodiacs in to hit land. One of the things that was cool at this little port here was, this is one of the attractions that you can actually take. It's a little submarine that goes down out of the port there and down into the water for a ways for a couple hours. So that was one of the excursion choices. We chose to do the land tour just to take a look around the island, and this was kind of up on a hill overlooking the port area. And as you can tell, there's a lot of yachts out there docked, and a lot that are dropped anchor out there in the bay as well. So the funny thing about Saint Barts is at one time it was owned by Sweden, and then the French came and took it over. They gave it back to Sweden, and then the French took it back over. So this was Eden Rock Resort, which is a famous one, and we'll see that again later. This is the other side of the island, where, as you can tell, it's not a sandy beach, it is a big rocky beach, and it was located on the southeastern part of the island, and not a lot of houses around here. We saw some goats walking around. There was one house right on the beach that used to be owned by a French comedian This was actually our tour guide's house. We actually stopped at her house for a visit. She let us use her restrooms, but this was her house on the eastern part of the island as well, which was a pretty cool little setup. We were kind of impressed that she stopped at her house to let us take a look at it, so it was pretty cool. And of course, this is the airport. That's one of the smallest airports or shortest runways in the world. As you can tell, one of the things to do here is when you're taking a tour is to watch the planes take off and land on that short little runway. And right here at the top of the hill above the runway is where people stand and check it out. It looks like the plane's going to hit the ground when they land, but it's a pretty cool thing. A lot of people are stopping here and doing that. This is one of the main roads here on Saint Barts, so of course there was always traffic here, but as you can tell, this one actually saw him taking off right over the little bay here. But it was a cool little thing to do, just stand here for 20 or 30 minutes and watch these planes take off and land. Like I said, these planes are usually coming from the other islands. People will fly into Saint Martin and they'll take a little either the ferry or they'll take a little plane over here for the day. So pretty cool thing to do in Saint Barts for sure. Make sure you do that. It's not far from the port, right on top of the hill. This is one of the cemeteries here. Of course, it's above ground because it does get wet here all the time. We made our way back to the port, and as you can see right across from the port, there's a little fort on top of the hill right across from the port there. On our way back, we also saw some wild goats walking around the street, which was pretty cool in this type of island where it's highfalutin. And of course, you can see some of the houses and all that along the side of the mountain. We did make our way down across the island back over to the Pearl Beach Club on St. Jean Beach.
Hello. We had a 2 o'clock reservation. I think you can fit us in, right? Yeah.
So of course this is on St. Jean Bay, same place where the Eden Rock resort is, but there's a bunch of different beach clubs right here on the beach. They offer lunch and drinks, and you can actually hang out at the beach right here. And then we had lunch here, had lobster pasta and a lobster sandwich here. Then we just went ahead and strolled along the beach. Like I said, this is the beach that Eden Rock Resort's on, which is a world famous resort. It's been here a long time, but the beach is actually really, really awesome as well. Nice white sand. The water was really super clean, and these little beach clubs have, like I said, little beds and stuff along the beach. You can pay to hang out here and eat and drink and just watch people walk by the beach. Eden Rock was a good place to go hang out, and we did actually go there and take a look around as well. We actually looked at the Salt Bar, which is Eden Rock's, or Sand Bar, which is Eden Rock's bar right down there, their beach club right on the beach as well. Like I said, this is a high-end resort right here in Saint Barts, and you get a lot of famous people hang out here, and it's pretty infamous. But the Sand Bar was really cool looking inside. We didn't hang around, we just kind of walked around and took a look, but as you can see, it's right dead on the beach here in St. Jean Bay and Saint Barts. So really cool. One of the things I did like is that they actually would call a cab for you. So we walked down the beach here from another place, And we just asked the valet, hey, can we get a cab somewhere? And he called us a cab right away, and they were there within 5 minutes. So pretty cool. Just make sure when you take a cab on Saint Barts, make sure you find out how much it's going to be up front. Literally, we went 2 miles there and 2 miles back, and it was $80. So Saint Barts is a pretty cool island. Make sure you check it out. If you get off the ship, make sure you check it out. But really cool place. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Facebook. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And Fire and Water Travel for all your travel needs. Thanks for watching.